I'm good, Fay. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for coming back to Health, Wellness, and Lifestyle.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
So I don't know about you, but I know myself and everybody else, we're getting a little stir crazy. We've been dormant for a while. We're ready to jump on our feet and get back out there. So you're the guy I wanted to talk to today to help us do that. I think there's a couple of missing elements, and there's something that I know you know very well about, kind of to help support our energy levels and a lot of other benefits, and that's CBD oil. So I'm ready to roll.
Okay. So, as you know, and I've already spoken about this every time we're on, I treat mostly patients in chronic pain. And one of the threads that is attached to suffering chronically is an immune system that's sometimes overburdened and doesn't have enough push, enough energy to do all the things it has to do. The most important thing that we do when we're treating patients in chronic pain is we try to reestablish an internal balance so that the body can maintain or achieve homeostasis, which is the optimal functioning of the body. CBD oil is an amazing molecule for the simple reason that it's almost chemically identical to molecules we manufacture within our bodies. Now, inside every human body, there are intricate messaging systems. And the body has to tell the brain what's going on, so the brain can then tell the body how to manage it. That system is called the endocannabinoid system. And there are molecules in our body called endocannabinoid molecules that bind to receptor sites all along this system. And these molecules in the human body come under the heading of endorphins, neurotransmitters, and hormones that signal the brain to what's going on in the body so that the brain can then return and do what it has to do. CBD oil, which is derived from the plant species cannabis, binds to these very same receptor sites. And what the system does when the receptor sites are bound to so that the message can be sent all along the pathway, is they open the door to the big picture of health. That's a pathway called primary inflammation, and I've spoken about this before. It's the pathway that allows the body to readily detoxify, to repair injured cells, to replace dead cells, to replenish things that are used up, such as hormones and enzymes and cytokines and carrier molecules, all the things the body needs to stay well. The nice thing about CBD, even though it is derived from cannabis, it's not derived from the cannabis sativa plant that gives us marijuana. It's derived from the hemp species. The hemp species naturally has almost no THC, so it's easy to extract CBD, and it's easy to implement it in the human body to send this signal all through the body. And we do not get high. There's no psychoactive component to CBD whatsoever. It's perfectly safe. And without a prescription, it's legal in all 50 states. The only caveat, there are some medications that people take that are broken down by the same enzyme system, which means they're competitive to get metabolized. In that case, people taking CBD may slow down the effects, the metabolism of their drugs, making the drug essentially stronger. So when people combine CBD with certain medicines, we can actually start tapering them off these meds because they won't need as much, and hopefully get them to the point where they don't need the medications. So one of the things I love about CBD, in all the years I'm using it now, which is about 3 years, I have not seen any side effects. In all the hundreds and hundreds of patients I've recommended it to, I've seen one person have an allergy reaction to it where she broke out in hives. Other than that, I've seen absolutely no negative effects. Now, does CBD help everybody? Probably not, because there are other factors involved. Things that we've spoken about on your other shows. You need good nutrition. You need good sleep. There's a lot of things that you do need to optimize immune activity. But here's the beautiful thing about CBD. It makes the repair process more effective. And because of that, it lowers chronic inflammatory stress in the body, hence alleviating pain in a lot of people that suffer chronically. because it taps into homeostasis. And part of homeostasis, the essential part of homeostasis, is that most of it happens while we sleep. CBD improves sleep. So people that have insomnia find benefits. It balances neurotransmitters and endorphins. People that have anxiety and depression seem to get benefits from it. It speeds up the rate of metabolism in the body, so food that's ingested gets broken down. So a lot of patients with chronic GI problems find relief. Patients who have side effects from chemotherapy that they're using to treat certain conditions, cancers, autoinflammation, etc., find the side effects tremendously diminished on CBD because it improves the body's ability to break down and detoxify things. So there's so many benefits. So many chronic illnesses respond to it: chronic inflammation and pain, anxiety, depression, GI problems. The list goes on and on. People with chronic infections seem to do better. And the reason is it's not targeting any one pathway. It's targeting the body's ability to find itself toward health, to maintain all of the things it needs to maintain so that the system works as best as it can. This is what we call salutogenesis. It's the genesis of good health. There's no drug in the world that supports salutogenesis, meaning it makes you healthier. Drugs make you feel better. They manage pathways that are faulty. They block certain enzymes that are a problem. They do things that they do in a way that's working against what the body's trying to accomplish. So if there's anything we can find out there that works with the body, of course, we'll see far less problems, far less side effects. We're not looking to suppress the human body. We're looking for ways to make it work better, to support it back to better health. So in answer to your question, what do we do when we want to get back out there and we want to start living life again? We've actually had a really good opportunity in the past couple of months because we've had a lot of time to think. And I've spoken to a lot of people who say, oh my God, I've noticed now, since I can't go out to eat all the time and I can't, run to fast food whenever I feel like it, I'm cooking better. I feel better. We're starting to realize that we kind of let things tumble down the hill and the snowball bigger and bigger and bigger. So maybe this is a time to reflect. It's a time to kind of look inward and say, I don't want to have a New Year's resolution. I want to have a lifetime resolution. What good things can I do for myself? CBD is an easy way to get the ball rolling because even though you have to order it and take it, it's still a passive act. You're putting something in your body to assist. It's a good way to segue into better health. It helps you think about things, more than maybe you were thinking about them before. And now, the big joke, of course, is the COVID-19. Everybody's going to gain 19 pounds.
You lost weight, you told me.
I lost weight.
We want to know your secret.
Well, of course, I'm not in the office as much as I usually am, so I've had a great opportunity to go out and walk 5, 6, sometimes 7 miles a day. So that's been a great therapeutic event for me. And because I'm not, in the office working and, going from patient to patient with things the way I usually do, I'm able to eat less. I don't have to eat as fast. I'm not eating as late at night as I used to. There are a lot of things that I've been able to, get under control in a lot better way. Now, when things open up and we go back to the way we were, I have to keep that consciousness, right?
Yeah.
I have to not just fall prey to routine, because that's unfortunately what most of us do.
Well, you brought up a lot of great points. I mean, first of all, just with CBD alone, a lot of people, that are, am I going to get high from it? There's a lot of misinformation. So this is a great opportunity to really talk to people, get the misinformation out, meaning like this is what it's really about, and I think instead of trying to take on the whole world, when you're ready to take a step up, start slowly. And I think CBD oil has a lot of benefits. My next question would be, there's so much out there. What do you recommend in terms of a CBD oil? Because there's so much out there. You go, you're seeing so many brands. People are saying this doesn't work, that works. From a doctor such as yourself, who has given it to patients, who has taken themselves, obviously you're a great source to say, you know what, this is what I highly recommend because you've seen results from it. So let's talk about that.
Well, as with all things that we use, whether it's natural or pharmaceutical, we want to get the best and most reliable purity so that we see optimal dosing. So there's a couple of things that are going on in the world of CBD. Number one, because it's natural, it's not well regulated. There's a lot of companies out there that are making garbage and with a fancy label. So we have to be careful. The FDA has already found companies marketing CBD products that have no CBD in it. So that's number one. Number two, there's a great difference between an organic CBD and a synthetically raised CBD. One is pure and clean and natural. The other has a lot of toxic byproducts to it. So of course we look for organic. The other issues with CBD, in the plant itself, it comes with a lot of different spectrum chemicals that are also helpful to the immune system. So I recommend a company that's making it organic, that's extracting out the CBD, purifying it to 99.8%, and combining back in the full spectrum terpenes, again, all natural, all organic, and then they're processing it through something called sound wave nanotechnology. Now, CBD is a huge oil-based molecule. If it goes through the GI tract, it's really hard to get it to absorb properly. So the delivery system is sublingual. When you put it under your tongue, and the molecules are less than 30 nanometers in size, which is what this company does, they're readily absorbed under the tongue, directly into the vascular system, so they bypass the GI tract. They don't get destroyed by digestive enzymes. And it's a very dependable, reliable, well-established dose because it goes under your tongue. So my disclaimer is I happen to be on the medical advisory board of this company, but I don't make money off of the sales of the products. I'm just an advisor. The company I use is called Canbiola, C-A-N-B-I-O-L-A. Of all the companies out there, they're the only ones that have pushed really hard to not only get their product as pure and clean as natural, and there's 0 chemical preservatives in their product, but they're also now on track to get something called GMP rating, which is pharmaceutical grade rating, which means whatever it says on the label is guaranteed by law to be in the bottle. That's something that I think gives everybody a little more confidence in the product because we know what.
How can they order from the company? Can they order you? Like, how can they order for the company?
Okay, so because I have a direct relationship with the company, I set up a website that I sell their products at 10% off of all the retail prices. So you can go on the Canbiola site and look at all the different things they have. I have a site called truegreenessence.com. It's TrueGreenEssence. TrueGreenEssence.com has all of the different strengths of the CBD oil that we use sublingually. It has all of their topical pain relief formulas that are rolled on or massaged in. They also make some really fine nutritional products and superfoods that we have on the website. Everything is offered at a discount. And because all of the questions that are submitted on the site are then referred to me if anybody needs a little guidance or a little help. They just email through the site, it'll come to them directly. The dosaging is something important to talk about because your factors, your health, your medical history, medications you're on, kind of determines how we titrate the dose on patients. So it's important not just to go hit or miss.
So, which that would have been my next question was, how do you know about dosing? So, through the site, they can send questions. Obviously, our followers, if anyone has questions, knows where they can find you, get in touch with you.
Right.
Thankfully, you're going to be an ongoing familiar face for health, wellness, and lifestyle. Your book of information, we can't step out anywhere without it. So, I think it was really important what we covered today, especially as people are ready, they want to resume a healthy lifestyle. They're looking for that healthy lifestyle. And there's a lot of things we have to keep talking about on an ongoing basis in order to maintain. But even initially, just to get started on health, wellness, and lifestyle, it's a synergy. So
it is, and I think you're providing a great service to the public because so many people have no idea how to take care of themselves. You'd be amazed at how many people come into my office, and when I ask them about their diet, they'll tell me they have a very healthy diet. And I asked them to journal it for 7 days.
I remember that.
And it is so far from healthy, but it's what they've been conditioned to believe is healthy. And there's a huge difference, in the world of clinical care when we're treating patients, we get to see patterns. Certain diet and lifestyle issues kind of come up over and over again in patients that are suffering. So when we look at what people think is healthy because they saw a commercial, it's an educational process to get people to start thinking outside the little box that they made for themselves. And this is what I tell my patients a lot. The universe is ever expanding as our knowledge is ever expanding. And if you keep yourself in this little box, everything expands around you, which makes your box smaller and smaller and smaller. So sometimes it's really important to let go of a belief system so you can make room for something new, which actually could be of tremendous value and benefit to you in the long run. So one of the things I hope happens from this series that you and I are doing, and I don't expect people to memorize everything we're talking about, but just to open people up to the fact that maybe I need to look at this, maybe I need to look at that. Maybe it's not my genetics that are making me suffer. Maybe I'm participating in the problem. So anything we can do to educate people out there, I think is critically important. And I'm glad to be a part of it.
Now, before we go, one thing I do want to make mention because it's so important. I'm so appreciative that you're able to check in with us. The tips you're providing that are vital, they are essential because in a whole different way. But one last thing I wanted to say was, and I want people to know and remind them, because I hear people get injuries all the time with their, you're on your feet. If you're outdoors, if you're walking or whatever, and one great thing is that you're available. They can email you, they can reach out to you, your treatment options, because we don't know yet, when everything is gonna, when the floodgates are gonna open. But so I just want to remind people of that, and I want to say thank you that you are able to offer that.
Oh, sure. If someone wants to get in touch with me, they can email me at drrobertkornfeld@gmail.com, or they can call the office directly, 516-369-3172. I'm not in the office full-time during the pandemic, but everything rings to my cell phone. I can talk to anybody that needs some assistance, and I'll do the best I can to help people.
I want to say thank you, Doc. I'm ready to jump on my feet and get started.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to hearing feedback, whatever question people have about CBD oil. But thank you. Today's information was pretty awesome.
It's my pleasure, Fay.
Thanks, Doc. We'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.